All right, everybody. Welcome to 2021. It's another episode of Granblue Radio. Um, we had a whole lot happen over the last week, so we're going to cover that, and then over the next week we'll cover things that are coming in 2021. So let's go look at what we've got waiting for us. So first of all, we have just finished Premium Friday, Auld Lang Fry Premium. It was supposedly our last Auld Lang Fry, our
I,
last Premium Friday.
I'm gonna miss her.
She says that she's going away for a year on a journey of self-discovery. Um, they're probably going to be doing like reruns, but not anything that you can miss out on. And then that's why the treasure from this thing is going to be giving us the Premium Friday rewards every time. Um, the Everlasting Premium Friday will be obtainable again through different means, so that's good. You don't miss on the the wonder. But yeah, they're done making Premium Friday quests for a while. Um, are you gonna miss Friday the most? Or are you gonna miss the quests the most?
Both. She's a
Also,
good singer, you know.
she's a surprisingly good singer. That's right. Source Friday. I'm gonna miss the little skits themselves. Like just
After they changed it from being the same quest over and over again, after like 6 months of doing that, I was like excited to see what was gonna happen. Even though it was scripted and 100% you couldn't fail it, it was still fun.
where Sturm and Drang get voluntold to fight Black Knight and Orchid. Like, wait, no, what? Hold on.
Or the Cipher Rangers show.
The Cypher Ranger show was awesome. All right, so we've got ourselves um, two things to show for it, really, other than just copious gifts. So we got ourselves our Vikala. We'll talk about our Vikala in a second. And then we got ourselves uh, a change from Nyarlathotep in the next Unite and Fight to the Scaly Boy Tyrannosaurus.
Instead of the Thoroughly Boy Tyrannosaurus.
Um, why are we fighting a Tyrannosaurus again?
Because they're cool.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. All right, so um, the our Vikala, they promised us that was going to be worse in combat than the young cat, and
They delivered on that promise.
it's so good. this this Vikala is so good, where her skill 1 does nothing, her skill 2 does nothing.
And her
Her
EMPs are all defensive.
I gave her a ring. I didn't give her the perpetuity ring. I was too much of a coward for that, but I awakened her to
I mean,
7.
you have a limited amount of those, so
Yeah.
I don't blame you on that. Someone else did it for you, anyways.
There's some hero out there who did in fact put the one on her, but like this skin's so good. I love it. I love everything about this skin. I'm gonna go into trial battles right now while we talk about it. But yeah, so the other thing is that the character is actually non-embarrassing as a backline slot or a frontline slot. If well, the frontline slot takes a little bit of like mental gymnastics to make it real. Because all right, let's just go in here. Um, so, do you have the numbers for her passives in front of you and ready?
Let me grab that.
She's so cute.
Oh, good to know she's still actually really special.
She's
All
what?
right, so her passive alone time when she's in the front line, she can't be targeted. First off, it has to hit AOE.
Right, she's in hiding, just like Noish and certain versions
Sil-
of Silva.
Silva, yeah. She gives a 50% CA damage up and 10% CA damage cap up for Dark Allies.
So basically, if your grid isn't very advanced, and that 50 extra 50% helps you hit the cap, then she essentially works like old Sandalphon, where if that 50% damage up is what lets you hit the cap, then it's actually better than this character's own CA. So there are situations where this R character being in front is actually useful. They're very specific. You have to do a lot of experimentation, but it's the use case is there, which is really funny to me. And then her backline passive,
Cheering from the shadows internally. When sub ally, 5% boost to CA damage for our dark allies.
it's free damage. I mean, people use Young Cat in the back because it's free defense. So she's she's available for your dark one shots and things like that, or if you just don't have a use for that backline squad. And also, she's so cute.
Oh yeah, there's also her skill 1, Infestated Plus, turns into a 1-turn cooldown of doing nothing. Does that matter? It only matters for things like lumberjack casting.
Yeah, it does count for lumberjack casting because it does in fact have a cooldown, and you only press it once. It does nothing though. It's 1/3 of a swarm of animals.
It's funny though.
Oh man, and then oh wait, I didn't even get to my favorite voice clip of hers. If you just kill her with death, do I have her in the fourth slot in any of these? There it is. All right.
I was about to say, isn't it your Bubs team?
It is in fact my Bubs team where I in fact death her at the start of the fight. We're gonna do that before we move on because it's just too good. Like they did such a good job with this skin. It is so good. Yeah, she also has a CA animation, but it's only available as a skin,
You just carry it over. He can't attack at all.
right? So first things first. Oh no, it was too fast. I have failure. Hold on. We need to go slower.
Things to note is that she does technically have a counterattack animation.
Yeah, and it's her shaking her head while the traps attack. Thanks, Dory. Do, 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 do. Let's try it this way. Where's... Hold on. I can just pull up the MP3.
Rest in peace, Rat.
Rest in peace, Rat. Is it this
See
one?
you next year.
Got him.
Nope, that was Ingves. God damn. This should be Rat's. It's so good! Alright, anyway. They did a really good job with this as a free giveaway, and I'm happy. It made me very happy. That's all I have to say about that, and we're gonna move on now.
Last thing to note is that you cannot copy her skills.
So, alright, philosophical question. Philosophical question, everybody.
This is why I brought this up.
I know, because we did talk about this earlier. If you fail to copy a skill that does nothing, have you actually failed, or is that a successful copy? Because in unsuccessfully copying the skill that does nothing, you have done nothing. I offer this up to chat. Has it actually failed if you try and copy something and it fails? What do you think, DJ?
If there's a failure on the screen, then yes, it still failed.
But it succeeded.
But it failed to copy the nothing.
But in copying nothing, it did nothing.
But it still said it failed.
We're gonna try this. Hold on. We're just gonna do this right now. Earth SR sword. There you are. We're taking this. We're taking my excellent Tiamat solo team, and we're bringing this in. You try to do nothing, but you fail, so you fail at failing. But if you fail at failing, then you succeeded. See, like, how does this? What, I don't know. Like, this is kind of one of those divide by zero errors, isn't it?
It is.
It only matters for Golden Knight since she gets a buff if she successfully copies. But, like I said, has she really failed?
切った
Yes, because she didn't get a buff.
I think she succeeded. In here, she succeeded. All right, moving on.
Whoever you want.
So end of the year, we've had a bunch of new characters come in. Just like last year, we had one new grand character come in, and at the end of the month, and then for the premium gala, we had 3 more characters come in. So let's start with Granblue, shall we? So
yes, like Sandalphon before you sell him in What Makes the Sky Blue Part 1.
So I don't know if I can actually look up his character profile when he's not in the pool because I didn't get him.
I did.
So all I know about him is what I have seen and absorbed through just all of the videos being made about how crazy good he is at certain parts of content. So I'm going to need to bring up his wiki page essentially and put that on screen while we talk about him because like I said, I cannot bring up his character page. So
Alright, can I talk about his weapon first?
Sure, let's talk about the World Ender, but first things first, let's go to this.
Who thought this was a good idea?
The weapon being the World Ender? So
Yeah.
the weapon being the World Ender here, it's kind of similar to just Ewiar's beak. Like, it's really, really freaking good, yes. And so is Ewiar's beak? Like, the Ewiar's beak, it goes up to 100k.
It goes up to 200.
Let's see here. And it was 200 for Sandalphon, was it?
It goes
the
up
World
to
Ender.
200.
Mm-hmm. So it's pretty similar. Let's see here.
Boosted by summons.
Mm-hmm. Because the Ewiar's beak, I think if you have like 2, it can go up to 2. I remember something about it being 200k max. But anyway, yeah, the World Ender's really good. It's crazy good. It's going to keep fueling the memes about just using Soriz and Keelan and doing like the absolute most damage in a single turn that you can.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Nice. Do you have Sandalphon's page up?
I do now. All right, so we'll talk about the centerpiece first. This is the thing that he is absolutely new at, which is ethereal prison, aka elemental friction, which it says that whatever element you were before, you are considered water now. And we haven't seen anything like that before. The closest
We've seen damage switch to a certain element. That's it.
and that's a purely defensive move. The closest thing that we can compare this to is Alanon. Because Alanon was considered really good, partially for, among many, many other things, fire could be brought to anything and could crit now. And
Alanon field.
yeah, with the Alanon field, you would also always have, a mist that never missed, a miserable mist that could not fail, essentially. So you would always be a certain amount of defense down, and you would crit. That's pretty similar to, for example, the effect that you get from near dying You people intentionally kill near for a 50% defense down that you can't miss out on. Well, now with Sandalphon, you have one that just says your Seraphic works against anything now, and so does your Hanged Man.
So the difference between that and Alanon's is that Alanon's works both ways.
And then
You're also going to get critted, and also you're also taking more damage.
yeah, so Sandalphon's is just no, you're water now. We're advantaged against you. That's crazy good. The
Yeah. So
main. Whoop,
when
go ahead.
I actually did this,
Hmm.
I brought him against Prometheus, and then I also did a fight against what's his face, Gilgamesh.
Right. You only missed.
Prometheus never missed.
Yeah, against Gilgamesh, it missed on like turn 29. You said.
Turn 29, and it worked again on turn 34.
Note though that against something like Huanglong and Keelan, it will miss actually a lot more often. Um, so that's actually one of the things that keeps me from like banging the broken sign. He does not fundamentally change the game. He makes a lot of the game easier. I'm not saying he's not strong because he's extremely strong, but they already changed the rules for Summer Zoe, so that this is not as broken and game changing to the game as Zoe was. Because Zoe actually changed all of the rules and was just like, yeah, we cap no matter what now, and that's part of why they
They
made
put
it
in
so that
the
there's
resistance.
yeah, they put in off element resistance. So just because you're water now and taking damage as if you're water, it does not mean that the game has changed its rules and says, yeah, unless you are insert element here, you're doing less damage. So he doesn't immediately go into every single Unite and Fight team, for example. Like he doesn't change every single piece of content. However, for the places where they didn't turn that on, he rules the roost.
Hmm.
Yeah. It'll also miss against things like Ultimate Bahamut and yeah. And so yeah, like this is mega strong. It is the first thing of its kind. It just like not trivializes, but makes things like um, Zoe impossible really really smooth. Um, Proto Bahamut HL people have been finding a lot smoother even after the nerf. They're just like, yeah, this is just Earth full auto now. Let's just go. Let's just bring Sandalphon. But
I've
anyway,
seen, I've seen this him take the slot to get for Lucy for the primal
hmm so
because
he's yeah, okay.
he takes less damage than most characters,
hmm
and heals 1,000 every turn.
Yeah. All right. So that's his skill one. That's half of his skill one because technically he also has Prisoner of War or Prison of War, which is essentially the same as like Olivia. So that
Olivia.
that speaks to his fallen angel status, where it's just like here he has the same skill that Olivia has. You can't do triggers. You can't gain dots. Um,
It
only
also
certain
it
things
also
go through.
it also follows the same rules of in V2 if the trigger's already there, you cannot cancel it with this.
hmm And so the thing about elemental friction is that it does have an 8-turn cooldown with a 5-turn duration, but
Lobelia
but
exists.
Lobelia exists, so it really is a 5-turn cooldown with 5-turn duration. So as long as Lobelia is on the team. Anyway, super good skill, super good skill.
It's
So
not broken. It's really strong.
tell me about Ecliptica next, actually, because that's the thing that its effects are kind of hidden when you're watching a video about Sandalphon. So he's trying to steal an element, and he can steal up to 4 elements,
Correct.
and he gets um, Chaser because of his passive for 4 Primarch Wings passive for each one that's stolen.
For only those four elements.
For only those 4 elements, he gets elemental attack up of that. Does that only affect his chasers?
It will only affect the chaser, other than the Earth one, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But they are also permanent.
And once
So
he has all 4, then he gains what is quickly becoming a very Earth effect of just my buffs
buffs
can't
cannot
be
be
removed. It's like Gold Knight, Maloo, Siegfried. Wait, does
Him.
Siegfried have it?
I don't know if Secret has it.
No, it's Golden Knight, Maloo, um, and Sandalphon, and yeah, buffs can't be removed.
Yeah,
Valzarog and
so
Zeta, yeah, that makes sense.
you also double cast when you CA, so you're trying to get the elements faster because you can roll the same element.
Oh, that's
So that
actually annoying.
that's like Mugen.
hmm It's like Mugen. It's kind of like Summer Rosamia. Although Summer Rosamia eventually just casts all of them at once, so it's much more like Mugen.
Definitely more like Mugen.
And then here's the crazy one to me. Like they finally found a way to make Dark Saruman good. The Unia button. So remove all buffs from all other allies and foes.
That includes all stacks of Lucilius's stats.
Evangelist, yeah. And then he gives himself full meter. He gives himself 150% CA damage up and 90% cap up when he presses that button, and it's copyable by
It's the
Kaim.
it's the only one that's copyable, by the way,
It's
of
his
all his
only skill
buttons.
that's copyable.
Correct.
It is.
Please note this says one turn duration. It
So,
doesn't say one time use.
which means that if say you summon Belial, then he does it twice.
No, I'm saying if you copy it with Aaliyah.
Because I mean, well, both of them have CA reactivate. It's just that his will bring him to 2% health and
But
requires an unticketable summon.
but see, remember she can double CA in the
Yeah, she
same
can
turn.
double CA without Belial assist. So yeah, this entire kit still very strong. So there is one downside to this, other than just the rules of the game, and it's this thing right here. So he cannot be healed um,
By natural means.
by natural means. However, he does heal himself via essentially Death's Grace. Yeah, Death's Grace every turn. Um, how many dots actually also heal him? Is it most of them?
It's most of them.
Does Fediel
Uh,
get mad at you for Sandalphon actually just being on the team?
there's a picture of Sandalphon living
I see.
till the very end. The team was also just Sandalphon and MC, by the way. MC died, obviously,
Right.
but he never took enough damage to from Fediel because Fediel doesn't hurt that much.
It's
It's
only dot
mostly the
damage.
dots, and
Interesting.
the dot
Very
heals him.
interesting. The dot killed him or healed him? You said. Oh,
According to Rodrin, held under doesn't work.
so yeah, he always crits. He has a higher damage cap than normal. He has 250% defense, which is effectively. Let's see here. If he did
So you have like 350 defense, so you divide that 100 divided by 350.
100 divided by 35. So you would normally, if something would do 100 damage, you would normally take 10. Divides that by 35. He takes 3. So he takes 30% damage, effectively.
Yeah, so one of the videos I watched early on
Mhm.
was a Lucilius raid with him.
Mhm.
He effectively took only 1,000 damage from the autos,
That's really good.
so he
So
just never died until like a white damage trigger happened.
yeah. So I mean, there are ways around this kind of thing, but like as long as he doesn't eat a bunch of phosphoruses, for example, then I could. A lot of people are bringing him to the long fights that normally a character who can't heal would be bad at. Just long fights with high damage because of the rest of this. So we'll see what happens to fight design in the future to see if there's anything that actually turns this into a real drawback. Right now, there's very few fights in the game where this is a real drawback yet. Yeah. So Rodrant in chat says I've had wind phase of PBHL cause him issues. Yeah, yeah, I can see that and like conjunction do bad things to him. But
I
boy,
mean, they have to have something.
but boy, what a character!
It's really strong.
Super strong. Like I said, he doesn't fundamentally change the game, but he sure does make a lot of it easier.
He changes out when you're limited in Earth to another limited in Earth.
Yeah, Earth has a lot of limiteds to play with, because they got a pretty big number of them in this last year of 2020.
And all of them are viable.
Yeah, yeah. Anything more to say about Granblue? I like if you do have him, then chime in. But like I said, I didn't get him because I was saving for my traditional year-end um, Divine General Spark, and we'll talk about the General in a little bit.
Well, like I said, he's really strong. You have 100% uptime on elemental friction, and it has a 200% hit base accuracy. So you have to be spending like a lot of turns in order to actually get fall off.
Mm-hmm. Wow, what a character! Yeah.
Also, I still don't agree that the Vice is copyable
Yeah, yeah.
because of the one who can copy it can double CA.
One of the two who can copy it, because Kaim can't double CA. But yeah, I agree. It's
Yeah.
pretty silly. It's pretty silly. But is it more silly than having her copy Eugen Ignition and just continuously doing it?
Well, here's the thing: Oregon can't live forever.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyway, all right, let's move on then. Let's
All right, so you want to talk about your war criminal for you,
my war criminal. Which war criminal?
Filene?
All right, look. I'm just letting everybody know that I don't negotiate with terrorists, and Filene here prevented the early game from ever actually being a thing against the Dragoncraft class in Shadowverse. And given how good Dragoncraft's late game is, then this character, even though like everyone tagged her as being directly in my strike zone because she's basically Greya but water, nah, I don't negotiate with terrorists.
I do though.
All right, let's talk about Filene. So she's a spear water character. Spear in water has been sort of poked at, but isn't actually that good, so people kind of ignore it as a specialty. There was a very brief period where you would use like Onrey and Vayne, and then just figure out the third slot. But
Mm-hmm.
the characters that she works with are very much not spear, so her specialty being spear, just ignore that. We're gonna keep moving on.
I mean,
Uh,
did you want another water staff character?
no, but like
Good.
like the characters who can glaciate are staff, sword. So neither of those work with her Hollow Sky. Neither of those work with her Ultima. So you're using her in teams that don't really care about that. But yeah, Summer Kolulu was added recently to take care of these things, and Summer Kolulu works a lot with her abilities. But let's take a look here. So her CA mostly is used because it will extend Silvery Snow. So we need to actually look at what Silvery Snow does. Um, so we start. Where is Silvery Snow? It
Second
is
skill.
this one.
Second skill.
Silvery Snow. Yeah, yeah. So the water attack is how much?
30% water attack up.
That's very solid.
Apparently, it's applicable with a Europa skill of boosted water attack.
It actually counts. A lot of those things with a unique icon don't work for Europa.
Yeah, apparently it counts.
Well, there you go. The skill damage boost is actually the thing that you're going to be using this for, though. So
So
it
50% skill damage up and 20% cap up.
it's very easy to hit the skill cap. So the 20% skill cap up is the part that you're looking at. So as long as this is up, and this is the thing, it's a 14 turn cooldown with a 6 turn uptime. So you need to be CAing a lot with her in order to make this permanent. Is it undispellable or is it dispellable? It's undispellable.
Undispellable.
Well, there
Can't
you
be
go.
removed.
So that's good. So you just want to press this button and then start hitting CAs as often as possible because of, you want this buff up. the other things that she does, so Glaciate and Delay. That's a very familiar kit because Marius has it.
Delay's always nice.
Delay is always nice. Glaciate is surprisingly good. Um, like it's one of those things where you don't notice multi-attack rate going down until you've been multi-attacked by a boss, and you're like, "Ow! Oh Jesus!" Like when Beelzebub doesn't have multi-attack down, when Lucilius doesn't have multi-attack down, it hurts. Um, and then there's the White Frost Whisper, which is the usual like 10% attack down, defense down, stackable up to 40. Like a lot of characters have this now. And then
A
this
lot of
one,
characters in water do that.
a lot of characters in water do that. Lumberjack does it generically. Yeah, there's a lot of things that'll do that. So just more things that contribute to this pile. And then this one is she does a nuke when she does her CA on somebody with White Frost Whisper on it, and it's
And that's
630k, which is not actually 630k. It's actually
there's a cap up.
there because she has a cap up on there. So yeah, so base it'll do like 800k before things like Seraphic, skill cap up, effects from weapons, etc., etc. So that's pretty good.
Now let's add permafrost to that.
All right, where's Permafrost? Let's see. Reduce water
It's over
allies
there.
damage taken from foes with White Frost Whisper.
By 20%.
So you just have a permanent 20% armored. Yeah, it's the same uptime, cooldown, and extend time as Kane skill 2. Makes sense. Secret Plan or whatever it's called. So, overall, pretty good kit. The question is, so, how much are you going to go in on things like your Final Breath? Right? Because your Final Breath asks for Glaciate and Cold Cage. There are 4 sources of this that I can think of. One of them is her. Does Frigid Embrace actually care when she does it?
I do not know the answer to this question.
Hold on, let's take a look. Your Final Breath. Ally.
It says an ally.
It does count
It
for
does.
herself. So when she
Amazing.
so her Frigid Embrace is actually Frigid Embrace plus White Frost Whisper. So, she's doing
Like,
a
it
pretty
doesn't
good
care
amount of
if
nuke damage.
It doesn't care if it actually hits or not.
Right.
It cares if it was attempted. It's just like Mary Teresa.
Okay. So here's the next question. So, one thing that I was looking at, she's an unknown character type, right?
Correct.
And one of the characters with that Glaciate cares about having multiple types in your party and is also an unknown type.
So I can actually counter that a little bit, by the way.
Okay.
So Lily, we're talking about Lily. When she only cares for 2 things for multiple races, right?
Mhm.
It's her passive that gives her more attack, which is a 10% difference. That's whatever sometimes. The other thing is the double cast on Frozen Gale, correct?
Right.
Here's the thing. The Frozen Gale cap is actually less than Filene's, by the way.
It's
When you have
30% for Frozen Gale, isn't it?
She. Here. No, I was talking about the damage cap itself.
Oh, okay.
By 30k.
Okay.
The casting twice, you are trying to cast Glaciate. That's what you're pretty much aiming for at that point, right?
Mhm.
What if you just have Filene do it to try to cast it as well?
Okay. So yeah, that's the thing is that a lot of the videos that I've watched that involve Filene also just they don't care and they use Lily anyway because Lily's just that good. She doesn't need the doubles cast on Frozen Gale, which is the
Exactly.
main thing that is useful once you get to that many character types.
But yeah, that's the only thing that matters with the races.
Yeah. She will also there's also Aglavale, and I've actually been using Aglavale in Replicard Sandbox because of the boss that asks you to hit Glaciate or Cold Cage.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I've been using him with Lily, and it's really fun. Why doesn't my filter work? There we go. And then the last one, who is not
There
the
it is.
MC as a Runeslayer that I can think of, is Marius over here, who glaciates on her skill 3, which is also a delay. Wait, no, so this is gravity. Her delay is on the other one. She has a double delay. And so, yeah, she also gives you skill specs ups, and so, like, that team of specifically Filene, Marius, and Lily, like, has a lot of synergy for just doing nuke damage.
Yeah.
The other option, if you have her, because this is always a big question mark, is... Oh, I was looking for primals. I need to look for humans. I mean, there is another water spear character who does a ton of nuke damage. And so, if you want to just chesto every turn, this is actually going to be really good if you can, maintain maintain this.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway. All right. So,
I'll definitely use her. The only thing I can't bring her to pretty much is Lucilius.
mhm. I didn't get her in my Spark, and I'm glad she can stay rotting in Shadowverse jail.
Wow, that's a lot of hatred.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's not going away, not anytime soon. If I draw her, we'll see what happens. What's up?
Sometimes you gotta let Bridges rebuild, Tom.
Sometimes you just gotta let war criminals onto your ship, right, Sandalphon? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. A lot of characters in this game.
Morel and Rosette,
Near.
Near, Stariola. We're moving on to the pure-hearted, okay? We're just moving on. So,
Shoujo manga.
I was gonna move on to the robot, but if you want shoujo manga instead, we can move on to that one.
Let's do robot first. Robot's cool.
All right. So, we can't talk about Nicholas without talking about the latest RoboMe event, which we hadn't talked about yet. I'm in love with this event. I'm so glad it was just made with a lot of love, even if you're not like a fan of the mecha genre, that it was just stupid fun. And it was actually a good story. I really liked the story as over the top as it was because like the 11th hour cameo was really good. I've been waiting for that one since RoboMe is it Z or is it Legends? The third one.
I don't remember the exact title for that one, but I know what you're talking about.
There's an idol group that can cast Cold Cage too. Too bad they're light. Lily can cast Glaciate. Yeah, but we're not counting those ones. Anyway, so the ending of this one brought up this robot called Grand God Kaiser. And it is a love song to every kind of combining robot because it's just like, all right, we've absorbed the following things to make Grand God Kaiser. We've absorbed the villain of the second RoboMe event, this like monster thing. We've absorbed Zoe. We have like the Super Robo Gigantes. We have just whatever was lying around, and it's a giant robot.
Yeah.
And they've learned from what they failed with from Freezy, and they've made getting into the robot really fun with Nicholas. So let's start by just looking through what's going on with Nick. So this version of Nick is both human and unknown/other because of the robot. He's always been katana, but he's added melee spec because of the robot. The CA is a lot of what he has in his human form is based on the suit he's wearing, which is a modified Dark Nicholas suit.
He polished it a little bit, remember? And made some modifications.
He made some modifications and painted it white. That's right. You can totally not see that it used to be black underneath.
Nope.
Not at all. So his normal CA, it's fine. It's one of those standard, like do a CA and cast his nuke that you need to cast a bunch of times.
That nuke's not bad though.
The
That
nuke is
nuke's actually
not
really
bad.
good.
The nuke is not bad at all. So because it's required to give him 5 stacks. So as soon as you have 5 stacks with Nick, it's party time. But we'll get to that in a second because all of these things change once he's in the robot. So then we've got Doomslice, which is very, very much taken from Dark Nicholas, where he has um, dodge everything. Instead of substitute, though, he does get hostility up instead, so it's a bit worse than the Dark Nicholas version. Um, Actually, no, it's a full hostility up. It's actually the same as substitute for most purposes.
Strength 100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
I see it.
never mind. I take all of that back. It's just the dark version. um, and then when you have the 5 stacks of breaking the limit, so he's got 2 different things. So the first thing is it turns on his skill 3 to let him turn into the robot for 5 turns. But even if that's done, because that's a once a fight, even once that's done, breaking the limit at 5 is crazy good because the following
His,
things happen to him when he's at breaking the limit 5.
his
He,
skill 1 gets double strike. That's amazing.
he can double strike, yeah, and he has guaranteed double attack, basically 100% double attack up and 50% triple attack, along with 10% damage cap and the 50-30, so 50% CA damage up, 30% CA damage cap up.
Also, apparently 30% unique modifier attack as well.
Yeah, so it's crazy strong. But you're not using him for these reasons. You're using them because he turns into the robot. And he turns into the what's that?
I mean, these reasons are not bad though.
They're not bad reasons at all.
They're actually pretty solid.
They're really good things.
But the robot though.
Yeah, some people were noticing that the CA effect on him, where it casts Hyper Gigante Blade, the attacks twice each turn does not work when he casts it on CA, which probably is by design.
More than likely by design.
So anyway, when he goes into the robot, then his skill 1 becomes Kaiser Smash, which sucks out all of the dots and gives him full meter. So it's personal Typhon button, just like Siegfried has. The second one, Doom Slice, becomes Gigante Repulsion Slash, which has a duration of 2 turns, and it gives him a guaranteed triple attack and 90% chaser. So how does that compare to Lucio again?
I'll have to look it up.
Lucio's chaser is 90% with guaranteed triple attack. So, he just has this casual 2 turns of Lucio after you've sucked out all the dots of something and CA'd. And then the third one is another 2 turn, and he gets 100% Dark Cut for 2 turns and Dark Switch for 2 turns. So you take 0 damage for 2 turns out of those 5.
Pretty good.
That's wild.
Pretty cool.
That's wild. That's wild. That shit's crazy.
So things that we learned from the testing that people have done in Lucilius, by the way, is that he doesn't count as other when he's not in the robot, technically.
So he's only an other when he's out. When he's in the robot.
So he doesn't get gopher wooded because MC exists.
Right. Okay. All right.
So I could be thinking this wrongly, but he doesn't die. He doesn't die to Gopherwood if he's in front line.
That's good. And also, wait, if Gopherwood happens when he's the only one front line, then nothing happens, right? Because no one else is on the field.
I don't know about that thinking,
Yeah.
but he is able to help you with surviving
Paradise Lost.
Paradise Lost.
Crazy, fun. Like people have been using him and just having a ball. And then we didn't talk about this, but the whole 2 turns of guaranteed triple attack means that you'll get Kaiser Catastronesis at least twice, because he he can fill himself up. He has 2 turns of guaranteed triple attack, which is 74 meter. You can probably build up a third one before this one's a second one before this one's over. So Kaiser Catastronesis is unworldly light, fire, water, wind, and dark damage, and it gives him assassin for the next hit. So he gives himself assassin, guaranteed triple attack, and 90% chaser, huh? Seems that's wild. That's really good, especially since if you've seen the videos of what Kaiser Catastronesis does, where it just does like capped damage on all these other 5 elements as well.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
The cap's super high on it in the first place, so
so like I said, they learned from what they did wrong with Freezy. People are actually excited to get in the robot. They're like, you know what? This is worth giving up my entire other the entire rest of my team's turns to do this stuff.
if I remember correctly, is that him seeing while in the robots still builds the meter for the other 3 people.
Oh man, like this is
I think also Rodrin's right that they consider everyone to be backline when the robot's up.
I see. Okay, so go for would kill somebody. Got it. But yeah, like they've done the robot design in a way that rewards you now. Like all of these things are in fact crazy. Are they crazier than having the rest of your team take turns? Offensively, maybe not. Defensively, with the repulsion field, probably worth it. Like taking 5 turns off on your team and just getting into the robot seems worth it, which is a really good design. I love it. I'm going to ticket him as soon as he's available.
Things to note is that you should not full elixir when the robot's up.
Does it only affect the robot?
No, it will end the robot.
Oh, because it brings your team back.
Yeah.
I see.
There's actually a lot of stuff in here about the robot. Like if any buffs that before transferring will be lost unless they can't be removed, e.g., Kumbir's Reckless Ambitions or Sign of Zoe.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Main allies' skill cooldowns will go down while in the robots.
That's nice.
And let's see here. Only sub ally auras will work. Main support skills will not work.
All right. Are we done with that one?
Robot's cool. Oh wait, we're done now.
The robot is so cool. I can't wait. I just can't wait. It'll get there. I'll get there. Maybe I'll get him tomorrow while he's on raid up, and I still have rolls left. Let's move on to the cow.
I love hidden missiles.
What was that?
I love hidden missiles.
Yeah, you would. Being a, did you play Doom yourself?
I do. I play him second because I can't play him anchor.
Well, that's his position in Marvel anyway. All right, so this is another character who's just like created a whole lot of fun-looking combo videos because of just a couple of things that she does that are very silly. So, you have a better idea of some of these things. I only got her today. You've actually used her a little bit.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't?
I don't have her yet.
Oh,
her tomorrow.
you're getting her tomorrow. Okay, so we've only watched videos of this so far, but let's go take a look at this. So, so the Queen of Oxen support skill is one of those ones that's a little weird because most of the time this has been on SRs, where it's Catura and the main character get 20% more healing, and their meters charge up faster.
You want more meter, you say?
Which matters a lot when she presses this bovine buddy thing. But first of all, hold on. Let's start with this. So she has a button that just says she and the MC get 100 meter, and they heal.
It's not like those instant CA charge caps. It actually goes up beyond that, right?
It's plus 100.
Okay, that's different. That's
It's
different
different.
than like
It is
variants
different
then.
from instant from like Societe where it sets it to 100. So if you have
Pretty
more than a
good.
100 meter, it will go higher than that. And with her passive, it's actually 110 meter. Um, the second cast removes all debuffs. The third cast is CA reactivation. The cooldown is very long, but it's a fake cooldown because her CA reduces the cooldown by 3 turns. So
Oh
if
man, imagine reactivating your CA.
from the third time she casts it, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, the current record that I've seen is from a video where you do 15 full chains in a row. Thanks, Wind. Uh, then there's the Blambu
Pretty
shots,
good.
which gives Blamboozled. So it gives supplemental damage, which is up to how much? It's
40k.
40k per hit. And given that it's coming on a thing that does 12 hits and goes up to how many hits? Plus 5, so
And that's up to 25, 24 hits.
up to 24 hits with 40k extra on each of them. That hits really hard. Like, people have been hitting this button a lot. And this one is a 7-turn cooldown, which once again keeps going down every time that you hit these things. So, when she CAs. So, like, just those two, even before we look at Bovine Buddy, are a really fun play pattern where you just CA, you press this button, you CA again, you just keep reducing the cooldown on these missiles. You press the missiles. Like, this is the Lady Caterpillar missiles button, but done in a way that's more fun.
Also, can we talk about how Calic Lift is such a good icon?
All of the animal icons are so good. Like, the sheep icon is really cute. Was there a mouse icon for Vikala? I have to look now. Does she have a mouse icon? Yes, it is Fantasy Festival. That thing's adorable. I love the little animals that come with every Divine General.
It's so good.
Uh, all right. So then we finally get to her last ability, which is Bovine Buddy. So she eats 60% meter every turn, and she gains all of the things that are listed under Milky Rollout, which is she always triple attacks, which means that she's going to be gaining about 40 to 41 meter every turn. She gets 50k supplemental damage, 50% charge, and she gets 30% defense down.
What do you mean charge?
What was that?
You said 50% charge.
No, no, no. Sorry, 30% defense down, and then 50% chaser is what I meant. Sorry.
That's cool and all, but I'd rather have her CA.
Yeah, yeah. This one will require a lot of like testing to see when that one actually matters. I'm very curious about it because it took a long time for Ingve's meter eating to actually like have a pattern that um, was pretty satisfying to work with. Like when Ingve goes into Full Metal Transform or whatever it's called, um, you just expect it not to last very long, unless it's his like turn 10 ultimate, and then you just go out in this gigantic blaze of laser death. I'm gonna have to play with her a lot before I figure out what this is doing. But this Cowlick lift, super good.
The
Um,
healing on it is 10,000 to not 10,000, 12,021 healing, and
2021, okay,
you cannot boost that healing. It stays there.
because it has to be the year reference.
Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
but it's 12,000. That's a lot of healing.
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like this skill will not do anything until the year 2024. Was it? Because she'll leave the gacha for 2022, 2022 is going to be when 2022 is when Kumbira gets her uncap. 2023 is when Vikala gets her uncap. So 2024, I feel like they'll make this skill good. So just wait, guys. Just wait.
Just wait 3 years for Bovine Buddy.
But yeah, like just from these first two skills, it seems so fun. Just from watching other people play this character. Um, that
What's the
yeah,
highest damage that you've seen on Granblue shots? I've seen like 12 million or something. Or even
that's
higher.
that's so many shots. Like, but yeah, AOER's beak exists in this element, so
Put two of those on this baby.
you just like what is it? Pat's bike. This baby can hold so many missiles.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I'm looking forward to this. Like I had been kind of bored with my wins team for a while, and so we're putting this in here. Um, I'm going to reserve any comments about her Fate episodes until I actually watch them. But from what I'm told, she has a severe case of shoujo manga brain. She's a
Yes.
she's like a Yume Joshi, so I will enjoy her delusions of like things that she's seen in manga. But like I said, I will not judge until later.
I might change my ticket from being Sutera to being Sochi because Sochi can give her meter.
Yeah, I already have Sochie, and our crewmate Almond has been like tooting Win Sochie's horn since she came out, and everything that comes out that combos with her really well. We're just like, yeah, you were right. I might make a Win Kaneshige now, in order to just take advantage of all of this freaking meter.
So good.
What do I have as a Win Katana? Eoyar's beak. That's not the same.
Well done. Here with this character, they don't have to retroactively put melee spec on her.
She already has melee. It's true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the thing that I hadn't done yet. I need to skin the Bovinius onto one of my teams and test it out. But while that happens, um, the last thing that we're going to talk about today is the schedule for January. And the schedule for January is really light. Like
Wait,
what's up?
you forgot the summon.
I'll talk about the summon when I summon him. Let's talk about the January schedule, and then we'll go back to the summon, my snaky boy. Because all right, I'll let you guys know that my spark for the cow was crap, but that was only for characters. I do have a snaky boy now, and so we'll talk about him after I do this. But um, while I go and just test out the cow summon, let's talk about the upcoming schedule for January. So, the first thing that we're going to be getting after Robomi Epic Clash is done is Rise of the Beasts. We've talked about how Rise of the Beasts is really streamlined now after 6 years of doing it. What is there to say? Like, they're adding a perpetuity ring. I'll be getting the perpetuity ring. They're making the very green Earth Dagger into a brown Earth Dagger, so it's easier to recognize that it's Earth visually. So that's something. But other than that, like, there's not much to talk about there. Then they're going to be doing. Let's see. I never figured out what Vikala was referencing. Vikala references Athena, Shining Crystal bit a little bit.
Oh, with the fireballs.
Yeah, with the fireballs. It's a little less pronounced though, and Kumbiro's was also kind of less pronounced. But with Vajra's new art, because we'll get to that. Vajra's new art, people are thinking that she's doing Excalibur, which is also another Leona move.
It's the one where she flies upside down, right?
She's not upside down for Excalibur, is she? For Leona, I think she's just.
Oh no, I think I was thinking of
Mature.
Was it Elizabeth? Yeah, mature.
Yeah, matured goes upside down for despair. Anyway, so like we have Rise of the Beast until the 14th. We have Unite and Fight from the 15th to the 22nd, which is us against the scaly Tyrannosaurus boy. And then we're rerunning the Joy event, Elegy for Auld Lang Syne, and then another story event. And they said it's like with a lot of new players, with these like half-off campaigns, this is kind of a break month. There's also going to be very little in the way of like quality of life adjustments because they're all setting up for what's happening in March. So okay,
There's some quality. There's one quality of life in here.
where your grid will actually show you what your AX skills are doing.
Yeah.
It's a nice one. Like I've been asking for that one since AX skills were put in. Can they also
Better
put in?
than trying to having to click on the weapon to see what it actually has.
So the next question is, can they actually put in the one where you can inherit an AX skill and not have to unequip it and everything?
I think we talked about this before about there could be coding issues.
There are. I wish that this could happen because earlier in this stream, I realized that I had a Lumi sword that was missing from like 4 of my grids. I'm like, that explains why I didn't do any damage.
Nice.
I was just plain missing a skill level 20 weapon. And I'm like, oh, damn it. This always happens when I have to unequip something. Alright, Snaky Boy. Alright, hold on. I'm going to change this out. Crap, we ran out of time for that. Alright, it's a wind. This thing, so let's skin it to the cow. Virtue of the ox. I'm just a lumberjack holding a cow, don't worry about me.
This fits right.
This is totally fine. Anyway, so the last thing to talk about is the TSUCHINOKO, which is the new summon. But first things first, let's just do this. Turn this on. Virtue of the ox. Let's see. It moves. That makes up for the creepy doll side games. That makes up for creepy doll. You're forgiven. Alright, so the last thing is on another one of mine. Hold on. I actually have this equipped now. So let's talk about the new summon series, which is the #1 thing that I got out of my my Spark. There it is. So we have a new cryptid series. And cryptids, in case you didn't know, are mythical folktale animals. And this TSUCHINOKO is called... the call is called I Ain't No Snake. It's voiced. What? That didn't happen. Hold on. Oh, I turned off summon animations. I'm so sad. I'm so bad at this, DJ. Anyway, so... the effect of TSUCHINOKO is multiple things. Whoops, that's skin. I'm so bad at this. So first of all, the Cryptid series cannot be set as a friend summon. It cannot be cross-summoned. And then at 4 stars, it does the following things. #1, as a main summon, it replaces Huanglong for you. So 30% boost to charge bar at battle. When it's summoned, you get instant CA. It also gives you Bounty Hunt, so I've seen it mostly +4. And then the last thing is, you have a chance to encounter the TSUCHINOKO at the end of the fight.
What's a TSUCHINOKO, Dom?
TSUCHINOKO is a mythical snake that if you've managed to find its shed skin, it will give you fortune and wealth. That's what it does.
And so you can sell that skin.
What happened in Snake Eater when you found a TSUCHINOKO and ate it? Do you know?
I don't remember because I never found one.
Oh, you didn't? Was it rare or was it just...
I never went out my way to look for one.
I see. All right, here we go. Let's listen to our sneaky boy.
一緒に幸
Yeah, I
せ
kind
を
of
つ
hate
かもう
coloring
じゃ
animation
ね
on
え
my
か
life.
It makes pogo sounds. It makes pogo sounds.
That's amazing.
Right? And he goes, "Let's be happy." And then, all right. So the nature of the Granblue Fantasy Shop, I did not find this for a while, but it's under Quest Items Co-op Sell Treasure. I don't know why it's under Co-op, DJ.
Because that was the only place to sell treasures.
Right. But every time that you actually encounter the Tsuchinoko after combat and give it this, it gives you its skin, then you get 50,000 rupees.
Oh boy, 50,000.
Yeah, I mean,
Let me attack onto my 14 million.
is it 14 million through? How many do I have?
Let me double check.
I
It's
have
11 million.
32 million.
Yeah, sliming.
Yeah, no, wait, hold on. Is it 30? Yeah, it is 32 million. It's not just
Oh, I
sliding for
lied.
me.
Mine's 40 million.
Yeah, mine's come from a lot of Unite and Fight boxes. So, the thing about this being the start of a new series is that means there's gonna be 5 more. There's gotta be 5 more cryptids.
Yeah, you know what this also means?
What does that mean?
There's also less and less reasons to get those Xeno summons.
Was it Xeno Summons or was it the ones from Rise of the Beasts?
I think. Oh no, yeah, you're right. I think it's Rise of the Beast.
Before I forget, I'm gonna trade for my flawed prisms today. Where is it? Rise of the Beasts here? No, it wasn't. Where is it? I hate this. Is it under quest items? Summons all? It is. There we go. Yeah. Not worth it for these guys here.
You just look at them sadly.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, what do you want the most out of the cryptid series? Like, which mythical creature do you want?
Nessie.
You want Nessie? I honestly think Nessie will be water. I honestly think that's going to be the water equivalent of the Tsuchinoko.
Should we get Bigfoot?
I think personally that the Mothman will be wind because the Mothman does show up in a lot of video games. He's in like Castlevania. The Mothman is in the
Persona.
the Mega 10 series and stuff like that. So I think the Mothman is enough part of the Japanese imagination that we'll get a wind Mothman. I think the Chupacabra will be dark. And that leaves fire and light, and I'm just like, I wonder what they would make as those cryptids. Would Bigfoot be light Bigfoot? I don't know. I'm excited. I still say light will be a UFO. I mean, we do have a light Gigante saucer, so, you know, maybe.
It does exist.
I'm hoping for the Tart Man. Oh, man. The Jersey Devil, the Abominable Snowman. There's just like the imagination's running wild right now. Like when
Sorry, I was playing Yakuza earlier, and I was thinking of Onomichio.
oh no. Jeez. Like people are now speculating what the next one will be. Like when the Tsuchinoko came out at the same time as Cow, the Tsuchinoko was trending #1 on Twitter in Japan. Which Shiraishi was just like, hey, please like, follow, and subscribe my my YouTube channel while you're talking about the Tsuchinoko. It's me, I'm the Tsuchinoko. And then the Cow had more tweets about her, but the Tsuchinoko was trending #1 for whatever reason.
I mean,
So-
Cal already had tweets before she was released, so
Mhm. Well done, Cygames. Whenever they release one of these things, like it trends because it's just so weird. Like the Gorilla was trending on Twitter when it came out. I'm sure each.
it's so good.
Well done. That's all I had to say about that one. All right. Are we good to wrap this one up?
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. So that's it for the 207th edition of Granblue Radio. Welcome to 2021. 2020 was a rough one, but we had this game at each other. So 2021, we still have the game at each other, and hopefully we have more than that. Next week, we'll be talking about things that we're going to be looking forward to with the 7th anniversary coming up. In 2 weeks, we'll probably be talking about um, Flash Gala, probably.
Probably Flash.
If not, then, well, we'll see what happens. Until then, thanks for joining me as always, DJ.
Yeah, no
Thanks for
problem.
joining me on this stream, everybody. Um, and yeah, we will see you guys soon. All right, bye guys.
See
Thanks,
ya.
DJ. See ya.